What's up, YouTube? I wanted to do a quick video on Magic the Gathering 30th anniversary. And just as a disclaimer, I feel like all of my rant videos lately, I'm basically just like criticizing someone in some capacity, and that's not really my intention. I just have a very different viewpoint a lot of times on investing and stuff like that. So I wanted to, oh my goodness, how'd that get turned around? The wind is just nuts. That's why I'm watering. But yeah, my viewpoint's very different, so I'm not trying to just criticize everyone. I'm just thinking that I should share my point of view, because you probably haven't heard this. So yeah, I agree that with most people that the Magic 30th anniversary thing, where they're reprinting Black Lotus and all these power cards, it's a really bad idea. You know, there's no good intention there, and I think there's only 3 reasons that they would possibly be doing this, so I'm gonna tell you the 3 reasons. 1, they want to push people to online play. Magic the Gathering Arena is the wave of the future for Magic, and they know this, and they want the game to be tailored for online play. So people who buy physical cards, it'll be purely for collecting purposes. There's no, in 10 years, if you tell a nerd that you're playing with physical Magic the Gathering cards, they'd probably laugh and be like, okay. They don't want you to play with them. They're for collecting. And if you want to play, you should do that on Arena. And that's the direction they're going to keep pushing people. And, it's okay to take your rose-tinted glasses off for a minute and think about this objectively. It's very obvious they're doing that because, the last block they started with Scoop Storm. Or what was that card? Scoop Beetle, something like that. You know what I'm talking about if you play. It floods the board with tokens after just a couple turns. And let's be realistic, no one's playing the game like that in real life. No one's sitting there with a stack of 100 token cards, and then they're going to write the different power levels on each card as it enters the field, and then they're going to change it when another enchantment comes out. That's not real life. No one's playing the game like that. So I think it's safe to assume that they are trying to push the game to an online format, because the stuff that goes on in the game doesn't really make sense for any other way to play it. Okay, so that's the first reason, is they want people to play online. The second reason is it could be an intentional just attempt at crashing the stock. And before you get super defensive and say, they would never do that, guys, that's just how it works. And I think another good example would be like Disney. If you've kind of seen the way Disney's going lately, it's a little creepy, honestly. They've just abandoned every traditional value in the movies, and they're all focused around rebellious teens, or I actually don't have a problem with making movies about black people, so I'm not going to criticize them on that, but just like they've completely deviated from the original formula. And sorry about all the wind, guys. I can't control that. If you don't like it, just don't listen. But yeah, they've completely deviated from the original formula. You've seen what the stock has done. The stock went from 150 to under 100 in a few months, and you can't just blame that on the economy, guys. That's what they're doing. They're making choices that are reflected in the stock price. So just reality. And so that's the second reason. They could be doing this to crash the stock so they can short the stock and then make even more money and pick up more shares at a discount. So that's a real reality, a real possibility. So that was the second reason. The third reason and final reason that they might be doing this is just simply from a sales perspective. At the beginning of the year, they had Kamigawa, and then later they had Double Masters, and those 2 products did really well. But everything else between then, all these different sets and variations and collector this and collector that, it's just piling up at warehouses, just sitting there. So from a sales perspective, they might just be thinking, well, this is a way to, it's the last quarter of the year. Need to squeeze out some more money. This is probably the only lever they haven't pulled yet. So, and I believe there's a new CEO or some new board of directors member, and they want to look good. It's their first year handling it. So they want to, have bigger numbers for the end of the year. So that could be a legitimate reason. So just to recap, the 3 reasons why they could possibly be reprinting Black Lotus and all these power cards is: 1, they want to push people to online play. 2, it's a deliberate move to crash the stock because the economy is so bad right now, you can't paint it any other way. And it also allows them to escape any accountability, because you can't accuse them of crashing the stock if every stock is down 20 or 30%. So, and then the 3rd reason would be it's just a sales move. They just want to move more product. So pick which explanation you like, or maybe it's a combination of all 3 of those explanations, which is probably the most likely scenario. And there you go, there's your answer. Now, what do I think going forward? I think if you buy this, you are just you've lost the plot, honestly, because this is not going to go up for a while. It's crashing all the vintage. And honestly, most of the other big players, well, I'm not going to call myself a big player. I've sold a lot of this, but let's just say that all the big players on, sorry if this is like a gross random video, guys. I just wanted to say this. All the players are just very delusional about it. Have you all ever seen Lord of the Rings or read Lord of the Rings? You remember Smeagol, Gollum? He's like this fish humanoid character that crawls around a cave playing with his gold ring all day. Like that's where some of these investors are at. Like, they cannot see the writing on the wall. They're basically in Smeagol mode, playing with their gold ring all day. And I get it. Like, if your entire livelihood depends on something, you don't want to criticize it, even if it's obvious. However, you need to be flexible enough to be able to move, so just consider that. You don't need to be so emotionally attached to these things that you can't make a good decision for yourself. So, take the rose tinted glasses off. This stuff can and will go down. And if you don't believe me, I think just the best move, don't take my word for it. Just study other antique markets, and I think that'll give you a really nice idea, about reality. When all the fan base that originally played Magic passed away, do you really honestly believe this stuff is going to hold value? The answer is no. So study other markets, and then you will kind of get a glimpse at what the future is. It will hold value, but can you expect growth? That's the question. And will sales continue? Because sales can slow down so much on this stuff that it won't, it's not even going to help you. It's going to be hard to move this stuff. You have to sell it at a discount. The future is just what it is, guys. All right, so that's what I got to say. Take care. Love y'all. Bye.